What's up, Super Pack fam? My fat ass is chilling here. I want to talk about all the stuff that's happened, okay? And this is the real truth. I have, for over 10 years, been on and off, or throughout the whole time, I'm not sure exactly how many times they've been in my phone, but they've been keeping watch on me nonetheless consistently enough. I'll just put it that way. And the government it's the government, and it's an FBI, CIA type people. They've been coordinating with, and local cops, lawyers know about stuff, animal control knows about stuff. They've been working with my mom and my family for years, and they have tried to keep it hush hush and make me that I'm some kind of crazy person because I've been dealing with this and trying to explain to people that this is what I'm dealing with. And they try to always call me crazy, and they try to, make me out to be something that I'm not, okay? And they use what happened to me when I was on a drug many years ago called Spice. I did a drug, and I was Baker acted on and off for a little bit because of the drug. Now, they've labeled me stuff when I was in the hospital, everything from having Lyme disease to Parkinson's to I was schizoaffective, I was bipolar, schizophrenic, I was every little thing on the list. Narcissistic, lunatic, I basically blah, 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 like the whole list. So it's like they labeled me, they thought I had like shingles or something like that. They like, it was a bunch of different illnesses and mental illnesses that they were trying to say that I had. And I used to mark down stuff when they would ask you questions. I would just mark down willy-nilly, to try to fuck with them, because they all think that they're slick and that they're smart, and they don't know what's actually going on in your head, but they try to make you out to be something. But long story short is, everyone tried to do all this stuff and coordinated together because they were tapping my phone, and I would say crazy things to myself in my phone. Now, how this relates to what's going on now with my neighbor and the people in my neighborhood. Well, my mom's been talking to the neighborhood. She used to communicate with the other neighborhood to keep watch of me when I was living at their house. And they've always kept an eye on me one way or another to try to frame me into being some sort of psycho, and that like I get money from them and all this other stuff, which I do get money from them, but that's not important. I do things on my own though, and I've always worked 40 to 60-ish hours or about that. When I work, I like to work a good amount of hours, and I've been supportive of myself. I just don't make that much money here. As a lot of people don't make much money, and they can't support themselves very well. Well, my mom and my family are evil, and they try to make it as hard as possible on me to support myself, and they want me to be looked at as some sort of way so that I stay under the money that I get from the government, and the money that they give me, kind of sort of, while also trying to make me look bad and push me out the house, quote unquote. But they really don't want me to do anything. They want me to look crazy as hell so that they have something that they always tell people low key. Like they want me to like leave them alone, but then be on the street, like, if that makes sense. It's kind of like that. Like, it's harder to explain. Like, they're so full of shit. Like, just in general, like, basically what happened was with this whole thing at my house, they have been investigating me about dogs, and they were trying to get me basically with dogs, and they've been using my neighbor, who they had me investigate and tell somebody that if they had a gun or not, and blah 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 blah. They had me go in her house and see if they had a gun, and this whole kind of thing, and to not go into this one room because she had a bunch of drugs supposedly in there, or some shit like that. They were trying to fuck with me because I thought that her mom died, because I haven't seen her mom in forever. But I knew that she had drugs and stuff like that in the house, like, or that she was selling drugs, or that she either, does something like that with drugs. She's an escort and a druggie, basically. And they had me go in her house and try to find guns and stuff. I knew it was a joke, and I was just playing along with it on some level, because it was like this whole thing that happened. But because I was saying I was trying to be a cop and all this other shit, they knew they were always in my phone. Long story short, it's just like I just play along with this shit because I'm just getting tired of like dealing with these people. And to be honest with you, man, it just like becomes almost like fun, like to just fuck with them back, you know what I mean? It's not even like there's nothing else to do in life, you know. All of these people constantly are trying to get after you and try to make you out to be some sort of bad person when they're the most heinous evil people, and all you do is say things and it doesn't mean anything, and you literally say that, you know what I'm saying, and it just goes over their head. They just don't even get that. So it's just like, you know, it's this whole thing with evil people. I just think people in general are nasty. I've never met good ones personally, and that's just the way it is. So when it comes down to it, that's just the way it is. Like, but essentially they're still on my phone. Like, they can hear everything that I'm saying even right now. So they'll have like bots and stuff come on my channel, and they're like, sometimes they're bots. I think some of them are real profiles that people just don't have their faces on, but they all try to coordinate so that it looks like what I said, which is that there's bots on my channel all the time, and they try to fuck with me, and they try to make it this whole thing to where I will snap on my neighbor or someone else, and then she can charge me with something because they've been trying to get me to not have dogs. It's a specific tactic that they do in Pasco. It's called predictive policing. They have multiple records of them doing this type of shit with people and harassing them and following them around, berating them, causing them to stir up so that they do commit a crime so that they can take you off the street. And it's all within the realm of harassment, but you can't even like record it. It happens so fast. Or like some guy will say something and it's like a code that he knows that like I said this on my phone. You know what I mean? Like I was like, knowing that they were on my phone, so I would tell them to do certain things to show me that you are in on it, you know, the joke basically. And they would go around town and do this type of shit, and they always have somebody, when I post stuff about this, they'll have a bot that comes on my channel and, you know, does this thing like where he like says, oh, you just sound crazy, and, you know, it's always like 1 or 2 people, you know what I mean? Like, it's never like 1,000 people or a couple hundred or like 10, you know what I mean? Because they specifically only have like a couple officers or whoever, you know, FBI, you know, watching my shit all the time because of now, especially with me helping the Trump administration. So I was trying to get out of this investigation and to have them leave me alone. So I tried to help Trump because I told them, and through my phone, I said, hey, you know, if you want me to help Trump and you guys leave me the fuck alone with these dogs and stop trying to get after me and shit, it's like, you know, I'll leave you the fuck alone too, and I won't sue you, kind of thing, or I'll try not to, you know, and this whole thing. And it's like, I've been helping him for the past year and something. Everyone knows. I mean, it's gone viral stars know, viral this and that knows, everyone knows in general, and it's like this huge ordeal, you know what I'm saying? So it's a really bad situation, to be honest with you. And I just think in general, like I never supported Trump. Like, I'm a lefty type of person. I support certain things, and I'm going to post this on, I'm going to take a polygraph test to explain all this and post this up, the results up on my channel, so that everyone knows I'm going to start doing my own political beliefs and stuff and what I actually believe in, and I'll take polygraph tests to coincide with that so that everyone knows that's really what I believe in. And so, yeah, I'm also going to be getting in shape. I look like shit right now. When I'm in shape, I usually look like a supermodel. So I used to date supermodels and a lot of other people, you know, so I want to get back to where I'm looking good and feeling good. But right now in life, I mean, it's just been constant problems with these people, these local police and government who have been working together with the neighbors on my street, and they have murdered some of my dogs when I'm not home. Animal control, like I said, if they come back, they're gonna try to act like they don't know about it, but they will, and then they'll try to leave real fast as if like, you know, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? And because that's one of the troll things I said to do. But basically, like, they know for a fact that you know, I am understanding of how much they've been spreading stuff around. I told everyone that's famous that they spread these jokes and stuff around to, like, you know, to like do different things to show that you heard it and to go with the joke, you know, or go with the troll that I said, or the content creation thing that I did. And, you know, I sent it around, and they've been doing stuff like with that, and no one's been giving me help at all for and taking any recognition for me to have you know, like, and no one's been helping me have any recognition for it. It would be one thing is if I was just helping people and I would eventually get my day, basically, of being like a content creator and famous and fucking with people. But they just constantly try to steal stuff from me and do stuff from me, and it's just a constant, you know, issue. So it's just, you know, yeah, like, I'm gonna take polygraph tests to show how I really am and why I did all this to get back at the Dems. And because during all the time that I was getting tortured by the FBI, and because I've been on a terrorist watch list, the whole shit, you know, they've been trying to torture me for years because of stuff I would say that's wild in my phone. So they know that if they stir me up, that I get like that. And so they tried to stir me up and have me do stuff to send around to famous people. And they used the trolls or the funny things I said or the content I did as their own, and they tried to profit off of it while I got nothing. So I will be exposing that. They're trying to hold me hostage to it because they don't want me to sue, even though I can't really probably sue because they have to allow for polygraph testing to be in court, and no one's going to agree to that. So it has to be an agreed thing for a polygraph test. So it's a very fucked up situation. But all in all is that I need to take these tests to explain, you know, everything, and make sure everyone knows, be a public shame that what the people on the left did. And there's a lot of dog people involved, there's a lot of everybody involved, and it's just been a nightmare because they're all psychotic and evil. And all I was trying to do was get out of the situation and also try to, you know, get back at the Dems because they crushed their leadership when I was, most of this abuse happened under their leadership. And it's a lot of, you know, Republican police and FBI usually, but there are some Democratic people in those groups, and they are a part of it, and it was under the Democrats' leadership. So that's why I got the Democrats back. And plus, I mean, I knew that most people, you know, who were in my, I don't know exactly which individuals were in my phone, so I knew if I supported, you know, Republicans, it'd be a better chance, you know what I mean, for them to allow this to happen, and so that they wouldn't shut it down, because most of the people around here who run everything are Republicans. So, you know, I wanted them to get stuff to Trump so that I could get a way to get out of this type of shit and for them to leave me alone. But they've only made it worse by working with my neighbors to harass me to keep killing my dogs based on things that I said and, you know, stuff that I was doing. So, because I didn't want to take part in it at some point. And yeah, I mean, you know, so I was thinking about not, and it's like this whole big thing. So, like I said, I'm a lefty type of person. I don't believe in what Trump is doing. I don't like what he's doing, and I just think that people in general are psychotic and they like to use everybody else's content, and it's bullshit. So stay tuned. I will be taking polygraph tests to explain this, and yeah.